Hey, what's up? It's Rashad Antonio. We are the MCU Collective here to talk about a movie. Finally get an MCU movie. It's been a while, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
What was it, like last summer?
Yeah, what was the last MCU movie?
Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yeah, Deadpool
Yeah.
Wolverine. Yeah.
That was last July, right? Yeah, right before Comic Con. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. That was last July. Yeah.
Yeah.
All spoilers. We got to talk about the thing and talk about the thing. And I saw this Thursday night because I be online too much. Tony
hmm
saw this today
hmm
because he's a busy man. And yeah, so we said, look, do this thing on a Sunday, going to get it in, get out the way, and just talk about this movie. A couple of things that we're gonna point out. Just since it's fresh on your mind, how did you feel about it, Sonny?
Um, First of all, I enjoyed the movie. I will say that. Thoroughly enjoyed this movie. Secondly, I will say this is probably the blackest MCU movie that is not anything around the Black Panther. That is not
Yeah,
surround the Black Panther. From the music, the soundtrack, to people in the cast and everything, and even dealing with black people problems in this as well. I've Like I said, I enjoyed the movie, and I have my reasons on why stuff came out about saying that this is one of the lowest opening weekends for a Marvel film. Saying I have a couple of reasons why. I'll get into that a little bit later on why I think it was that way. But I like it. I like what they did with it. Also shout out to Indiana Han Solo Jones, Harrison Ford, saying doing a great job of picking up the mantle of Thaddeus Thunderbolt Ross from the previous gentleman that played. I can't think of his name right now. That's how fogged I am right now with it. He did a great job picking that up. And yeah, that's like the real quick and short of it before I get into detail on some things.
yeah. I'll say the same thing for the most part. I enjoy this more than I thought I was going to.
hmm
Just because, since we locked in with stuff, we understand what's going on behind the scenes. It's been a lot of back and forth, a lot of reshoots, a lot of obvious editing going on that I want to talk about. It's like something very glaring in this movie. I'm not sure if you caught it or not. That's like,
Okay.
yo, that is wild that they couldn't go back and do nothing with that.
Okay.
But other than that, like this movie, okay, I'm very surprised how this movie coalesced.
Okay.
Knowing what happened behind the scenes, knowing what they added on later on down the line of writing it and making it due to like some reshoots.
hmm
I'm very surprised that this was a actual cohesive script for the most part that made sense
hmm
and is going to further the the MCU narrative in phase five. It's like I mean, phase six rather. So like I'm like wow. I'm like very surprised. Also, for all the haters out there, this is gonna do like 192 worldwide, so it's gonna make his money back
hmm
already for his
hmm
weekend, and that's a good thing because people was acting like, oh, nobody's gonna be watching this. I'm like, well, somebody's obviously is, and they and us, we, the collective over here, we definitely was
hmm
gonna support it regardless. So yeah, that's kind of how I over like my overall like kind of like high in the clouds look at this. But yeah, as we said from the jump, all spoilers in this. So
hmm
now like I really wanted to talk about some of the details when it comes to this. Number one.
hmm
I'm very happy and I'm very surprised that they did not kill Giancarlo Esposito because Marvel has a problem killing villains.
Yes.
And the fact that they didn't kill Sidewinder is the
hmm
character. They didn't kill Sidewinder.
hmm
I appreciate that because he can easily be just the agent of chaos randomly popping up shooting people, being hired hand. Like he's essentially like the coolest assassin ever. Like he
Uh,
can be that character,
yeah.
because even when he popped up at the beginning, it was like, I'm just handling this thing. I got paid to do a job, and that's all I'm really doing. And I get to kill an Avenger today. Oh yes, let's.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you don't get a chance to kill Captain America every day, so let's go ahead and
Mm.
get this done. So like I like that. I'm glad that Marvel said, look, we didn't give you a whole lot, but there's an opportunity for you to come back and cause havoc.
And they did that with another character that was a villain in Captain America Civil War. They brought it back in the TV series. I don't know if he died in the series or not, but Jean St. Pierre, former UFC middleweight champion, welterweight champion fight character, Batroc the Leaper, over there, I
Yeah,
think
yeah,
that's
yeah,
his
yeah,
name.
yeah, yeah. Batroc, yeah, he died.
Batroc, he
He
oh he
he
did.
ha- he have had like the first scene in Captain Falcon the
uh,
series. I'm pretty sure that
that was
man
a
died.
headshot, won't it? They get was
I
that a
think
head?
it feels
Yeah.
like it. I don't think he survived that,
Okay.
but like,
But he
but
did come
still,
back for a couple of
he came. Yeah,
episodes,
yeah, they
and he
came
was
back.
like
Yeah,
a, menace. And like you said, Giancarlo Esposito is just a hell of an actor. And God, like you said, he was just so cool. And everything he did, with the Serpent Society and just how cool he was, even when he had the second fight with Cap, and he was like, target has been neutralized, about to check and see if the bodies, what I'm saying, just confirmed the kill and all that stuff. And he was like, oh, 77% chance that he said there's gonna be 77% chance that you was gonna come after him and stuff. It was just his whole character was great. And then, like I said, left the door open for him to come back because at the end of going into the climax of the movie, he's telling Sam is like, hey man, what do you know about, what I'm saying, what Stern's plan is? And he was like, look here. He wants the same thing a lot of people want. He wants Ross to be in bed, not necessarily dead, but he wants him to be tarnished and stuff like that.
yeah.
And he was like, I'll give you whatever you want. He says, but I want full immunity. Sam was like, basically, Sam said, "Nigga, please." That's he basically told. He basically told him, "Nigga, please, you are not
you,
getting
you know,
full
you know, I
immunity.
can't give you no
Full
full
immunity."
immunity.
And he knew it, but that's how you negotiate. You know what I'm saying? You go with the most outlandish thing just to see if it can happen,
And
and
and the
then you come to something realistic. And he says, "Okay, fine." He says, "Shortened sentence." And I want to be basically like club fed. He wants to go to like a club fed type spot. And then he was like, I tell you what you want. Told him what he wanted. Then he was like, Sam was like, all right, bet, cool. If you break out of that place, I'm coming for you. He says, nah, when I break out. And he was just like,
that's what I'm about
gotcha.
to say. He said, "Oh,
Yeah.
I'm breaking out of here."
Yeah. So that's what made that character John Esposito like just so cool and so sweet. Like I said, and even with the main villain of this story, they didn't kill him either. Like I said, Marvel has had a problem with killing off, main, what I'm saying, killing off villains, some of the main villains and stuff like that. And I think they've noticed that or whatnot. But yeah, shout
Yeah.
out to Giancarlo Esposito. Go ahead, Rashawn. I'm sorry.
No, it's all good. No, I was gonna say the same thing. Like he was definitely like his character to me was, and okay, some behind the scenes stuff.
Mm-hmm.
He was the last thing they added
Mm-hmm.
to this, so he was like way in the the 11th hour,
Mm-hmm.
the addition to this because which leads me to what they took out, and what they took out was our Israeli forces superhero Sabra. Now the character do you remember the character's name in the show? I mean
Sabra.
in the movie? Like what was her like her regular name? I forgot.
Oh, you talking about the Black Widow chick?
Yeah. I
Uh,
can't lie. Why you find her name like that was the person that they essentially almost entirely removed her from the movie. Now there's a lot of stuff that
You talking about Ruth Batts? You talking about
yeah.
Ruth?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Ruth. Yeah, 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 yeah,
hmm
yeah. Definitely like her character. definitely had a lot of stuff that they just straight up took out. And it was because there was some bit of controversy behind her. She is was a part of the Israeli, what do they call it? The IDF, Israeli Defense
Yeah,
Force.
IDF. Uh-huh.
Yeah. And this, I don't know, it's like people was really upset about that. And at the time, at that current climate, they was like, you know what, let's kind of just, let's
Because
cool
I
out on
think
this.
because if I'm not mistaken, I think in Israel, everyone has to serve at least, I think, 2 years in the
That's what I
Israeli
thought too.
army. Because even Gal Gadot is she was in the Israeli
Yeah, your defense force as well.
defense
Yeah,
force as well or whatnot. But her character, I see what they're doing with her character, Rashad, and walk with me here. So getting into the movie, you know, Sam and the new Falcon, I can't think of the boy name right now, and I just saw the movie. The new Falcon, their thing was to get the package that Sidewinder had stole. They get the package back and they come back, to the US, and Thaddeus is like throws like a little event to celebrate, like, hey, this new union that's about to happen and this treaty with the US, France, India,
New
and
Delhi,
yeah, New Delhi and Japan
Japan. Yeah.
over the what they call
I'm sorry. India is New Delhi is India. I
yeah.
apologize for
No,
talking
you
over
cool.
you.
You cool. But Celestial Island. We finally get to understand Tiamat. We finally, after what, 3 years, Rashad?
Yeah.
3 years, maybe four.
Get some
We
closure
we
on
finally get
on
some
the
closure
Eternals.
on the Eternals or whatever. And he wants to have a one-on-one meeting with Sam. And he tells Sam, hey man, look here, man. I know we ain't seen eye to eye, but hey bro, we need the Avengers back. And I'ma
Yeah.
need you to go ahead and get that thing back going. And Sam kind of reminds him like, hey, mofo, you the one that helped with the Sokovia Accords, which pretty much killed off the Avengers. So, for people that don't know, there are no Avengers right now. I guess the Avengers complex is just basically collecting dust in upstate, New York right now. If I,
Did he ever build it? Did Tony ever build back better?
he's dead.
But I'm
So
just saying, like, did he ever build the
rebuild
yeah
the
after
complex.
Endgame?
I don't think so.
I
So
don't think
let's
so.
so let's say they're not collecting dust. Let's just say it's what I'm saying, it's a wrap. And like most world leaders and especially presidents, especially in the United States, he's like, yo, I want to have my hands in this. And Sam is like, yeah, whatever. I'm not really for that. But I see with her character, they're basically lining her up to be the new Black Widow.
I don't think that at all.
You don't think?
I think her character is one and done. So
Okay.
we know that she was supposed to be like in universe Israeli Defense Forces essentially, whatever they call it. I forgot what they call it in Marvel,
Mm-hmm.
but she was gonna be that. Like so, the addition of making her a widow is
Mm-hmm.
very late in the game as well.
Okay.
That's one, and then two. Did you notice during probably the best scene in the movie when they was fighting over the what team it was and the Japan and Japanese and Americans
Mm-hmm.
were there, that whole with the flying and the
Mm-hmm.
planes and stuff. Did you notice when they all got there on the ship, there was Cap, New Falcon, and her?
Mm-hmm.
She had on a suit.
Mm-hmm.
She had on like gear on under that
Yeah.
jacket, not
Mm-hmm.
like like military gear, but
Yeah.
like a superhero outfit.
Yeah. Th- that's
Unlike
that's right. I didn't like I said, I didn't know whether they was hooking her up to be the new Black Widow or whatever. But I think I know what you're talking about. Like it's some type
yeah,
of Israeli character that she was supposed to.
yeah. She was supposed to be supposed to be Sabra,
Yeah.
and Sabra is like the Israeli, essentially like the Captain America analog for them.
Mhm.
So they had that. I'm not sure if they. I'm like, and this is the weird part to me. Is like so. out of all the things y'all CG, y'all didn't CG like different clothes for her. You feel what I'm saying? Because like even though it was like it's a quick scene, it still stuck out to me because I'm like, boom, what else is she gonna be supposed to be doing in this scene? Because if you notice it, it's like walk in, cut, like close up to her talking, and then Sam and New Falcon go
Mhm.
to stop
Joaquin, we
the
gonna call that boy by his
I'm
name.
sorry.
Joaquin,
Sam
New
and
Falcon.
Joaquin, Sam and Joaquin would go out to you know what I'm saying to stop the pilots that were of course brainwashed
Hmm.
by we'll talk about that next by the leader. So the thing is for that is that come on, that's on you.
My bad. That's not
Not
bad.
even good. Like, why am I hearing myself talking in the background? No, it's all good. So they go out and do that, and then she basically is done after that from the movie. It's like the very end. So
Hmm.
this and that's what I give them credit for. This was a totally different movie.
Right, because this wasn't even supposed to be a movie, right? Wasn't it supposed to be just a show? Wasn't it supposed to be a show?
I don't even know. Like, so even saying that, whether it's supposed to be a show or they made this into a movie or it's supposed to be a movie, either way, there's probably three or four drafts of this movie that are completely different from each other. You feel what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah,
Because and there's some other spots in this movie that I just like. I probably have to watch it again to really recognize it. But there's clearly some inconsistencies in regards to some things that was shown that were clearly edited and taken out and stuff added back in. So the
question.
fact that they made it
Mhm.
coherent like this
Yeah,
is a testament to whoever the editors are. Shout out to y'all because
yeah,
y'all earned y'all check.
yeah. Question. Speaking of things added in and crazy looking and stuff, was Liv Tyler AI or was she AI'd in or was that really her? Cause she
That was her because she
oh
even went to the premiere and all that.
okay, because I'm just maybe it was because of how she looked behind the bars, but it made it seem like or maybe they de-aged her or whatever.
I don't think so. I'm thinking that that last scene was added late in the game
Okay, yeah.
because even if you remember the trailers had like a whole 21 gun salute. Somebody died.
Yeah.
All that stuff was in there, and that's not in
Yeah.
the movie at all. So I'm
Mm-mm.
guessing early on that Ross could have died or somebody died because there's also some set photos of like of Sabra and her attending the same funeral.
Mm-mm.
So Ross could have died in this at first.
I'm gonna tell you who I think probably I'm gonna tell you who I think really died, not Ross. I think Isaiah Bradley died.
Ooh,
I
he
think
could
he
have.
I think he died. You know, I think possibly there was a scene where when they realized, yo, he wasn't the one doing this, he suited up one last time in his old school black Captain America outfit from the 60s or what, from the 60s or whatever. And he went out there to, what I'm saying, help in the situation. But by the way, I would love to see a movie or a show, just a limited series or a movie about that Captain America.
Now, I'll even take a cartoon. You
Yeah,
know
a
what I'm saying? Like
cartoon. I
it
need
don't even
I
matter.
need to see something about that Captain America, and they have to make this a good story on exactly like I said, we know that went to save his crew, his team, and they locked him up. But really, why? You know what I'm saying? They really locked him up like that and everything. I really would like to see a film, a film on that. But yeah, yeah, it's like I said, you could like you said, shout out to the editors and even the directors for basically trying to piece together something to, like you said, make this a coherent film with everything that was going on behind the scenes as far as writer strike, along with, reshoots, recuts, and all this other stuff. Who you want to talk about next, man? Um,
I want to talk about the villain of the movie.
okay.
Okay, so
Okay.
I want to talk about Samuel Stearns, the
Mm-hmm.
leader. That's his name, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when I first started watching this, I was like, oh, this is a mystery. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And after I settled in to figure out what kind of movie it was, like I really started to like really kind of like figure out and enjoy and like actually be very kind of pleased with what was going on because like I was okay. So coming into it, super anxious about this. I was like, man, I
Mm-hmm.
don't know how this is going to be. I was like, we already know it's like we said several times, a bunch of behind the scenes drama. I don't know. I'm hoping that this is going to be decent. And as I'm watching this, I said, "Oh, this is a mystery." But like we, the audience, we know they don't know. So there's a bit of dramatic irony going on right now.
Oh man,
And
Withers.
exactly. So
Mm-hmm.
I was as the leader is kind of we starting to figure out that it's the leader behind all of this,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like, oh, okay, this is cool, and I I really liked how he was basically he I mean to be honest, this is very Civil War coded because he was trying to do a Baron Zemo because he doesn't have any real power, but he can affect outcomes. Like Zemo trying to affect outcomes, he was trying to affect
Yeah.
outcomes. So it made him a very it made him a really good foil to Sam because Sam couldn't just kick and punch his way through this. He really had to be kind of thinking about it, and in response to him,
Mm-hmm.
the only okay, so this is really that kind of like one of the themes of the movie. It's like what's going to be more impactful, like your brain or your heart, and that's going to be because we already saw at by the end of it, like he was having so much heart, like computationally, you can't really factor that in but so much. Because even though he was like, yo, 77%, like we knew he was gonna come try to talk me down. But when it didn't even make sense, he still was doing it because that's just in him to do. That's just Sam. He's Captain America. So like some of that stuff for me was like, okay, that tracks for me.
So for me, I loved him as a villain because unlike a lot of villains, oh, I'm gonna destroy the world. He had a reason why. He had a reason. He had a reason why. And like you said, this has a lot of Civil War in it, where it shows the trash side of the United States.
Yeah.
Because Ross even said it after what happened in Harlem. Hey, we needed somebody to take the fall. We gonna blame this guy right here. And I was like, yo, my dude really, he was a patsy. He was, you know what I'm saying? He was a patsy. Because if you
Yeah.
remember going all the way back almost 20 some odd years ago to The Incredible Hulk, number one, genius with the callback with the song um I Mr. Blue or whatever, because that was his handle as he corresponded with the then the you know what I'm
Edward
talking about,
Norton.
Edward Norton version, Edward Norton as the Incredible Hulk, because Edward Norton was Mr. Green and he was Mr. Blue, and they was trying to figure out, you know what I'm saying, ways to help with the gamma radiation so Norton wouldn't, say could control it or whatever. And at the end of that movie, you saw where he did isolize it, but it helped create the abomination even more. And then you saw like some of the blood samples leak into his cut, and you saw his head getting big. And like I said, he ain't mastermind what happened in Harlem. It was just Abomination and the Hulk having a good old, you know what I'm saying, squaring up one on one. You know what I'm saying? So they arrest him, make him a patsy, realize, and Ross, you know what I'm saying? He's like the general. He realizes, hey, we're gonna keep this mofo around. It's just, because he's super smart, and and apparently, like I said, he helped develop weapons. He helped give up probability and all this other stuff like that. Apparently, he must didn't get the blip. How he must didn't get
Nah, he
Thanos
been there the
snapped
whole
away.
time.
He was there the whole time, and he was in, you know what I'm saying, an isolated Sam, and then Ross used him for his own thing because Ross straight up was like, "Yo, I was dying. I had a heart disease, and they couldn't do nothing. I went to this guy, and he helped me." And little did Ross know that he was giving him, you know what I'm saying, gamma lace aspirins. That was, you know what I'm saying. He was giving back in the day for shot some ting ting, ting ting
He was
drugs.
giving them like, yeah. The fact that okay, so
So he was just pissed off that
yeah.
Ross was like, "Hey, when I become president, my man, I'm gonna let you on out and stuff." And he never kept his promise. So he was like, and the thing is, he knew this motherfucker ain't gonna let me out. I'm gonna play the long game and I'm gonna embarrass this dude like that. So yeah,
But not even that. Like, if you were, I'm glad you mentioned that because
hmm
he gave him time. He said,
hmm
"Look, yo, because if you remember going back, the black lady that was like his assistant, he was
uh-huh,
like, my first 100 days, like he was almost done with his first 100 days,
hmm
so
hmm
gave him mad time
hmm
to actually let him get out, and he was like, you know what, I ain't let this man out. That
hmm
was the funny part. So it like also the way that he manipulated everything. Like I really love that. Also, the fact that he did this from a base underground in West Virginia was
hmm
cool too.
hmm
Um, I don't understand why. I don't understand why Ross was so stupid to believe that he could leave in there. Yo, he's been in it for 16 years
Yeah.
underground.
hmm
Ain't seen no light
hmm
underground for 16 years. And why did he
I
not
he
think
was
that?
molded by the light.
Yeah, 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 yeah. You think darkness is your
This is your
ally. You know what I'm
lie.
saying? Like, nah, it's not. Like, he really thought that he could outsmart the man who more than likely helped him become president.
hmm hmm
Because Ritson was president before. They didn't even
hmm
tell us why he got about how or why
hmm
that what I'm saying, he becomes president in this movie, which is something that I wouldn't mind knowing because Ritson
hmm
was like he had a whole war on terror against the Skrulls and anybody else who was a powered individual as well. So
hmm
yeah, I ain't forget about that.
Yeah.
But nah, like
Also, too, who took over after, since we just jumping around right now, who took over after Ross like turned himself in and stepped down from being president? We
hmm.
never saw who the vice
There
president
is no
was.
VP. True,
Yeah,
true, true,
and
true. Shout
stuff.
out Vincent in the chat. He said
Yeah.
he had two big SL antennas and the best files in that money combined. Bruh,
Hey, yo,
hey,
that is hilarious.
your man was all on Al Gore's internet, just intercepting phones and everything. Okay, so let's good point you brought up, and let's talk
Uh,
about that. I
uh,
just want to say like the way and we knew from the jump something was going on. He's like, man, what's going on? Like, oh, like yo, I'm sorry. Isaiah Bradley as the quintessential old black man was so perfect for me. Your
yes.
man came out there with the cream and brown houndstooth jacket and pants to match it. This is what I got married in what's his wife's name? Felicia? I don't know. Something like that. He's like,
Yeah,
yo, that's what I got married in. He had that suit on at the White House. I said, yo.
yeah.
And it's also funny, it's almost like a small like Obama reference when Obama had the tan suit.
Yeah.
But nah, like it's this really like I was really feeling Isaiah like just really checking everybody
Uh-huh.
and like ribbing Sam the entire time. Good stuff.
Also, the scene when they was in the limo with some black stuff with some say you saw the blackness come out of Sam. He said, "Hey man, they bought this limo for us. We about to." He said, "And they got drinks for it." He hold up the bottle of Dom. I said, "Oh my God, this is so hilarious. This was so
It's a
hilarious."
celebration.
It's a celebration. They was laughing and joking in the car. Like, they were like all three boys. Like you said, the three amigos. They were boys ready to go. And like you said, Isaiah Bradley being that old man, and he was like, "Hey man, I'm gonna airdrop you. You know what that is, right? Yeah, I know what it is." Hey, what's an air? Hey,
What's the airdrop?
what's an air? Because he probably was thinking that a military mission I got to do. You know what I'm
Nah, you
saying?
know,
Like,
yeah, like a literal airdrop of like supplies. Oh yeah, thanks, Vincent. Wife name was Faith.
hey, thanks, huh?
So yeah, like that's like that whole thing was really. I like that like the dialogue, all the dialogue between Sam and between
Joaquin and
Joaquin
and Bradley, yeah,
and
Isaiah.
Isaiah,
Uh-huh.
pitch perfect the entire time. The fact also, so the fact that when his phone got messed up, it was blinking on him. I was
Mm-hmm.
like, but they didn't show that. They just showed
Mm-hmm.
it's like, hey, what's going on my phone? It's acting all messed up. You know, we thought it was
Mm-hmm.
old man stuff, but
Mm-hmm.
like that being the thing
The
that
trigger.
trigger, and then the
Mm-hmm.
music coming on, it was great. Also, I like how they mentioned like, yo, he still didn't. He could have easily shot the president. So they knew that
Yeah.
like yo something was afoot there. Like it
Mm-hmm.
wasn't just like him being activated and then
Mm-hmm.
really trying to assassinate the president. And
Mm-hmm.
even funny how they looked in the like in like the bylaws and was like he not even supposed to be up for no death penalty. He didn't kill the president, which is I didn't even know that was a thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You know what that was given that scene? Donald Trump ear getting shot. I understand that this was probably shot way before that happened, but it was giving that with that scene. I was just like, huh. I said Thaddeus Ross got Donald Trump. Because they shot the glass, and remember he was like, I got shot in the ear. Really, one of them was some glass that ricocheted and cut his ear and stuff like that. And and then once again, the U.S. being the U.S. Hey, I still want this treaty to go along. Everything is all right, or whatever. You had India, France was like, no, we'll do it in Japan. Japan was like, I'm out, Jack. I'm going.
I'm going
Uh,
home.
I'm going home. I'm not being bothered with this. And then the French prime minister was like, and you in your bunker, you ain't been out since. And that's what Thaddeus Ross was like, I need to get out of here.
Like,
You know what
no,
I'm
you right.
saying?
I gotta show a sign of strength.
Uh-huh. Yeah, it ain't nothing but chess moves and chess moves. I got a question.
What's that?
The young lady, that Layla Taylor, that was in the comics. I understand that she's Sam's like love interest or whatever, one of his love interests or whatever like that. But they really didn't explain that at all. All it was him telling he's telling Isaiah, hey man, you know what I'm saying? I got somebody inside I'm close with that's close to the president. She'll let me know if things are going. Like I kept trying to think like who the hell is she? And I was trying to go through my mental Rolodex. It was like, did they show her in the was she in saying Falcon and Winter Soldier? I can't recall that or whatever, but you know that there is some type of relationship between those two, and I guess she is the person that's going to that kept it close to the cuff. It kept an eye on the president for Sam while he was in the what I'm saying, while he was wasn't in the good graces of the president or whatever. So yeah.
Yeah, like shout out to her. She did a good job. Her name was Zosha Rockmore. She did
Mm-hmm.
a really good job. Yeah, like so I feel like that was something else that probably got cut. It was like, you know what, like we could establish a relationship here, but y'all just gonna have to imply this. So I was it's okay. Like I feel like they could have had a line or something just to kind of establish their relationship,
Okay.
but they did not. They I don't know, like that. That's another one of those things I feel would definitely cut for time. Also, speaking of time, this movie was less than 2 hours,
Yeah, it was about what, 145,
159.
150. Oh wow.
Yeah, so they was like, you know what? Let's go ahead and cut all the excess off of this and make this as high and tight as possible.
Mhm.
So I think that kind of lends to a lot of the stuff being left out, like stuff like that.
Okay, let's get to the meat and potatoes of this for sure, real quick. So there, like you said, going back to you said how much this movie is making, but they tried to come out and say, oh, this is one of the lowest for a Marvel film or whatever. Can we just go ahead and say why it is this, Rashad, or do I need to spell it out?
Racism.
Okay, let's make it sure. All right, so let's call this what it is. Is there somewhat superhero fatigue? Maybe so. Let's just go ahead and say maybe there is for the non, what I'm saying, comic superhero fans or whatever. Just your layman's people might be like, oh my God, it's another film or whatever like that. But then you have those people, because let's just call it what it is. People who understand Marvel and read the comics, they all knew that at some point Sam Wilson was going to become Captain America. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever. Now, some of them may not didn't think it was going to happen in the films, in the films come to life, but it did. But there's a lot of people that are mad that Captain America is not a 6'2" blonde hair, blue-eyed white man. And they're upset that Captain America is a black man with a fade, with a fade from New Orleans in this thing. And I mean, they are really upset. And let's just call it what it is. That is the reason why a lot of people are upset. And they feel like, I'm not going to see this trash. And we had this conversation when we talked about when we did our first review. You can go back and watch this episode on Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man on the first 3 episodes, where people are using the term woke and want to use that term to basically say something is too black or too not white enough for them or whatnot.
Using it as a pejorative.
Right. And that's why. But the thing is their loss because they're missing out on seeing a good film that, like you said, despite everything that went down with it behind the scenes, was able to piece together this. But let's just go ahead and say it. I'm gonna need for publications to go ahead and say why this is the way it is. It ain't because, oh, it tested low because of the film. It ain't because, oh, it's straight up Marvel fatigue. No, it's good old fashioned American racism.
Yeah, and that's very clear because this one of the few times where like the two scores are like very different in
Hmm.
regards to the ratings in this. So like I was trying to as I'm watching this, I'm like, this is this isn't as bad as people were saying this was gonna be. So I was confused because I'm like, yo, like, all right, I'm a little, like I said before, I was a little apprehensive because I was hoping that, this does well. Also, I'm watching, I'm like, this isn't some sort of like terrible thing. Because even right now, the audience is at like 80 and the critical reviews is at like 51%.
This
So
is going to debut at number one.
it's already number one.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, when the box office is going to be number one. So they can say all the whole, oh, well, this is the lowest rated. It's going to be number one. It's going to probably be number one again next week or whatever,
Yeah,
because I don't think anything else is
yeah,
coming out.
it's looking like this movie is easily making its money back. Let's just say by the end of this run, this makes anywhere from 600 to 700 million dollars.
Mhm.
It's
It's a so
clearly a successful film,
Yeah.
and I don't. Okay, so how can I say this? I'm trying to figure out where, like, where do people find the time to like really trash something? Because a lot of people, and then we've seen it so many times, especially when it comes to the MCU. Like people trashed Captain Marvel,
Mhm.
when that came out, and that was just, and put like this is better than Captain Marvel. People trash the Marvels. This is better than the Marvels. Like I don't understand where you have the time to actually really trash something. And a lot of the times, people ain't even seen the movie yet. A lot of people that reviewed this probably just got. I know they ain't see the whole movie.
No, I'm gonna tell
So
you what they probably got. They got the same thing my guy gets sometimes, where they'll get a video,
yeah,
they'll
you
get
get a
a
advanced screener.
advanced screener, and it's basically like really 30 minutes of the first 30 minutes of the first 40 minutes of the film. That's it. That's it. Simple as that. And they just want to say, oh yeah, this is horrible, this is trash, or whatever. Man, miss me with that BS, yo, for real.
Nah, it's crazy. So like, yeah, for real. Like, chalk another one up to Trump's America. But nah, I want to talk. Yeah, okay. I
Yeah.
know you got a hot take. I got a real hot take.
What's that?
My hot take is Red Hulk didn't need to be in this movie.
No, no. I said that to myself. Didn't need to be in this movie.
I like the whole storyline,
Hmm.
but this movie because you already know why he's in it because they got scared. They didn't think that he could be able to carry this film by himself. And the way the film is kind of like it goes out, he could have easily did this by himself. Even because seeing how the way that they had to kind of dispel of Red Hulk, which we all know there is no beating him. So they had
Sun,
to,
sun's
yeah,
getting real
yeah,
low
yeah.
there,
Hey,
fella.
hey, sun's getting real low, big guy. You know what I'm saying?
Sun's getting
Sun's
real
getting
low.
real low. So they had
Uh-huh.
to talk him down.
Uh-huh.
And the only way he did that because it was the connection that he had with Betty, even though Betty hasn't talked to him for 16 years too.
Yeah.
Because she was like, "Look, yo, don't unleash the army on the Hulk." And he was like, "Man, I'm
F your
smoking my
boyfriend.
yeah, I'm smoking my cigar, and we are
Hmm.
throwing everything we got at him." And
Hmm.
and Emil Blonsky's here too. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
He
Well,
kicked that
Neil.
man. That
Yo,
man folded so fast.
he kicked how hard, how hard he kicked Emil. It lives
Oh my
like whenever
god!
I think of the Hulk and I think of Abomination, that that front kick he gave Emil Blonsky lives rent free in my head from off of that tackle. He
He
was
kicked
like,
the
"Hey,
hell
yeah,
out of
yeah."
him.
Poof! It kicked the tackle to like 50 yards, and so he slapped up against that tree. But yeah, I felt the same way, Rashad. I was like, "Yo, Red Hawk really wasn't needed." You know what I'm saying for this film, but like you said, I understand. I ain't gonna say I understand. I know why they did it. Um, I lost my train of thought. Was I was going to say no? So what did you think of Red Hawk in general?
I think okay, so
First of all, he destroyed the White House. I was laughing my ass off.
yeah, like that, like okay. I even though like I feel Red Hawk wasn't necessary,
Uh-huh.
the way that they did Red Hulk, it was really good. Like
Hmm.
I liked it. I liked it. I liked him crushing everything. I liked him demolishing the White House.
Uh-huh.
I don't like how well I don't know. Like he really figured out how to be a Hulk really fast. But like other than that, what I liked the most about him being a
Hmm.
Hulk was the entire time the leader trying to egg him on to be the Hulk. That was the
Yeah.
funniest part. Like
Yeah.
especially like
My
when he
man was 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 channeling his inner Palpatine, talking, let the dark side flow through
yeah, let
you.
the hate flow through you. He was like, "Hey man, you suck. You know who else suck? Your mama suck. You know what I'm
But
saying? She suck a lot. You know what your mama suck? So like he was
that's
like he
deep.
just was talking trash to him the
Hmm.
entire time. And when he was on that boat, he was on the ship, and he was like breaking the daggone metal rod, and like
Yo, yeah.
his calf started sounding large. I
Uh-huh.
said, "Yo," my black girl was like, hey guy, you all right in here?"
You all right?
And he's like,
She was like, "Ah." They was like, hey, they said Captain America and they neutralized it.
"Oh,
Oh.
okay, 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 okay,
Okay.
okay, okay. All right."
All right, with that, cool. Let me just say this. As someone who lives in the DMV, I laughed my ass off at how the cherry blossoms got destroyed. You don't, Rashad, I don't think you know or really understand. The people love the cherry
Oh yeah, I
blossom.
do. I do. I wanted
They,
to go
lo-
there during that time as well because
yeah,
I love the cherry
they
blossoms.
love, and I ain't gonna lie, it looks beautiful. Luckily, I don't have to go down to the tidal basin, aka the wharf, to see them because in my neighborhood, there's like just a trash load of cherry blossoms right there. Like seriously, you there are neighborhoods that just has a bunch of cherry blossoms. You don't even have to go down to the tidal basin and stuff like that. But I was laughing. so daggone hard at that because he was like, Sam was like, did I knock that bastard? Hope I knocked that bastard out or whatever. And then he gets up and then you just hear, "Ugh." He was like, shit. You're like, this dude here, which takes me
Nah,
to Sam. Give that man the super serum, the super soldier serum, yo.
he was
He
because
is not gonna last too much longer, man, for
nah,
real.
I'll thank you. Okay, so Sam had the Hawkeye treatment this entire time.
Yeah, he did.
If it wasn't for the Wakandas giving him a super suit, that man would have been dead at the beginning of the film.
Uh-huh.
Also, what was I about to say? Sam getting injured. Oh, okay. So speaking of being living in the area,
Hmm.
when did Norfolk get a beach bunker on the base?
Yeah, right. So this is what I think that was. I think that might have been Oceana type area, whatever. But but that's Virginia Beach. So I'm gonna say this, Rashad. You and me, we
Even if it
both.
was the Joint Expeditionary Base over there,
Yeah,
they ain't got no.
no
It was
beach.
like okay. It was glaring to us because
Yeah, right.
we
Because I
from
saw
the
it, I was like, all right. I said, what? I said a beach, and I said, and the thing I saw Norfolk, VA. I said, all right, two up, two down, naughty by Norfolk. I got excited, and I was like, wait a minute, where the hell are they at? But where the hell are they at? But then this is what made me think of it real quick. SEAL Team Six base is in Norfolk,
right.
so maybe over there somewhere where that base is, they have like a makeshift beach. You know what I'm saying, or something.
I guess, but
Uh,
like,
you know.
it just, I don't, I just would never see,
Because
especially over,
his boy was SEAL. They were SEAL Team
yeah,
Six.
they were still Team
So
Six,
yeah, so
yeah.
that's my only.
Yeah,
That's
I
the
was
only
like, all
thing.
right,
But
y'all,
people
it's
from the
one, it's
757, we looking at that sideways, like,
yeah, it's the
mhm.
equivalent of me being mad about the
Oh
about the New
shit.
York oh
Yeah,
Spider
I'm
Man.
so pissed. Hey, for y'all, please, y'all go back and watch the first episode that we did on the first three episodes of Neighborhood Spider-Man.
Now that was that 3 through 5? Was that 3 through 5 or the first couple? I think that was 3 through
Three
5.
through five. Let me tell y'all
Yeah,
something.
yeah,
Your
yeah.
boy Rashad. No, it was the first couple because I wasn't there for 3 5. Remember, you recorded that by
Oh
yourself. Because of Storm. Please go back and watch Rashad. Rashad was spiraling about what was going on with New
Yeah,
York and
about city
everything.
streets and blocks and
Yeah,
yeah, the point.
City
All right,
Streets and
yo.
block. But yeah, that's beside
Nah,
that. But
nah, nah, nah,
but
nah.
please, y'all, give Sam the super. Yo, my man in the first fight he had with the Serpent Society, my man got power bombed through a table. Dude said, Am I like he got the Dudley boy? It was like the get the table, Devon.
Get the
He
table.
got power bombed through a table, and my man was like,
Oh
"Yeah,
god.
you ain't the other Captain America." He said, "I heard them." He said, "I heard a rib pop or something." You know what I'm saying? Something like that. And yo, man, it's funny because he was talking with Bucky, and
Yo,
Bucky was like, "But straight up the future Congressman
future.
James
Yeah,
Buchanan."
James Buchanan.
You know what I'm saying? Which was funny because he was just like, hey man. He was like, it's more than just a super serum, man. It's just, you had the heart to be Captain America. And it was funny because after everything was over, he was like, he said, man, Bucky taught myself no super. He said, you need to shut the hell up. I need that damn that super soldier serum, man, because Isaiah Bradley can rip this dude in half if he wanted to, yo. You see how easily when they was training, he went to go train with Isaiah. Isaiah took that daggone heavy bag off and was just tossing it and flinging it around like it was a baseball bat, man. And the way that he daggone was destroying the people in the White House, and that was another funny part. When Isaiah escaped, he jumped through the window and did that long jump and it landed. You see Sam say, "Oh man." See him running down the
Your
steps.
man was skedaddling down the
Down the steps,
steps.
yo. Y'all, please get Sam the super soldier serum, yo, please. Because
Yeah, he was
if
like,
we don't,
oh
this man
yeah,
ain't gonna be Captain America too
nah,
much longer, yo, for real.
because during the series he had a chance to take it,
Yeah.
and he didn't, and I'm like, Come on, yo.
Rashad, if that
I
was you
thought
and
you was
me,
nicer than this.
if that was you and me, we would have been like, bottoms up.
In my veins, you know what I'm saying? Yes,
Yeah,
yo.
shoot.
What you want in the my butt? It don't matter. You know what I'm
It
saying?
don't matter.
I need it now, yo.
I need to now or whatever. Yeah,
Nah,
man.
for
So
real. It's not. He's not long for the world. He gonna mess
the,
around and be at the crib like Hawkeye retired because there's no way you lasting like this. Your man's about to go into Secret Wars. You out the paint early.
right. And he got shanked. He got
Yeah.
shanked twice. Number one with a blade while the sidewinder took a hatchet to his stomach. Luckily he had like a vibranium. His clothes got some vibranium in it. He was like, it was able to stop it a little bit, but it still went, quarterback. He ain't gonna make it the daggone. He might not even make it past Avengers Doomsday for real. The way this shit going, yo. Yo, man, because Sam probably about like what, 42? About 42 or so in this thing, man. He ain't gonna make it, man. Please, Marvel, listen to your boys. Please get this man. We come back and we see him working out and stuff, and they be like, "Hey, Sam, so I see you took that serum." Hey, and he make a joke like, "Hey, I had to. I was getting my ass whooped out
Yeah,
here,
for real.
So,
Speaking of vibranium, they made adamantium supposedly, according to the white man, the strongest material on Earth. Of course, we heavily theorized that they were going to make the material that crystallized from the Eternals. See the Eternals, guys. It was a decent movie. Into Tiamat, into adamantium, and just like anything, there's an arms race for the material. So we got the Japanese, who should be close to it. Got the Indians, close to it as well. You know what I'm saying? Also, France, who just colonizing everything.
So it must be one of those. It must be one of those islands,
like Papua New Guinea or something, one of those
Papua
French
New
colonies,
Guinea.
because they're the OG colonizers. So they out there for some reason, just like they trying to get vibranium.
Right. I was about to go into that because we saw what happened in you know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
in Wakanda when the French tried to take out one of the Wakandan research centers and get the thing, and then and the Dora Milaje came in there and brought their military back, was like, I think these belong to you. And we saw the French lady, the French lady that was the prime minister was looking like, oh,
chocolate bleu. So that being said, we got all them there. Of course, America with some weapons. America with weapons. So I do like how this is a great introduction to adamantium and leading us into our favorite adamantium laced mutants. Yeah, so that's good. I'm interested to see how all of this after Secret Wars gives us the mutants. Speaking of post-credit scene, we had to wait for this one.
Yeah.
Who is the they that is coming? Because I read it one way and Madison read it a different way. So
okay.
I want to see which one you picked.
Who do I think they is? Man. Because they said they coming from space, right? Am I tripping, or was it?
Supposedly, you know what I'm saying? He said this, he went
I'm
into
going to
some
say
theories.
because Secret Wars is coming, it has to be the Beyonder. Or we saw a shot of him in Fantastic Four. It may be Galactus.
Interesting.
I don't think it's Doctor Doom. Or what? Or it could be because he could be the they. But if that's the thing, if Kevin Feige is going to stick with the Secret Wars thing, it's the Beyonder. But it might not be.
It could be, it could not be. So
what did Maddie say?
Maddie was like, it could be like somebody from another multiverse because he kind of brought up like, you think this is the only Earth? So she was like, it's probably some multiverse stuff.
Okay.
And I was like, I think that they is the mutants for some reason. I think that's because like it, that's the only thing that hasn't really been really presented on a large scale. Like they're coming, and I'm using they as the collective they, and not the like the one like not a
Y-
singular but a collective they.
So you, so you know what? This could be an early seed for what, 8 years down the line of Avengers versus the X-Men.
I knew he was gonna say that.
It
It
could
was.
be.
I'm just because like
Because think about it. I mean, Sam, so at the end of the movie, Sam visits Joaquin in the hospital. He basically knighted him as the new Falcon and basically was like, yeah, I'm going to start putting the Avengers back together. He told him that. And if and then we bring up adamantium.
that's all I'm saying. Like this could
This could this
easily.
is this could easily 8 years. I'm gonna just go ahead and say 8 years down the road here.
All right, so Vincent in chat
X-Men.
said he
Uh-huh.
said like not only Earth but other worlds. So if we going off of the other worlds thing, which of course Sam already knows is different worlds out there. This
Mhm.
could easily be a setup for Secret Wars and all of that. If we're looking at this just from an aspect of like the multiversal thing, and
Mhm.
then MC resetting and everybody being in the same universe,
Mhm.
like how Secret Wars does in the comics,
Mhm.
then this could easily be the introduction for mutants and eventually the X-Men and all the hosts and cadre of villains that come with them. So
Yeah.
either way, like I am very excited just to see. Okay, because let's just future talk. So this is done. We got Thunderbolts, which looks like an absolute banger so far, and
I
then we
took a
got.
picture. I took a picture. They had a in the theater. I went to the day. They had a giant Wheaties box with the Thunderbolts on it.
Oh, for
Make
real? That's
yeah.
that's
They had a
dope.
giant Wheaties box with the Thunderbolt because that was the joke that Red Guardian was like, "We get our own Wheaties box."
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I've seen that promotional material for that. Yeah, they mocked it up. Why you gonna show? Yeah, 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 yeah. I see. Yeah. Oh, that's
Yeah,
dope. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I wonder if they had to ask Kellogg's for the
Oh,
rights to do that.
they did. Kellogg's is like Marvel. Let's go.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You probably see that in the summertime, like collectible
hmm
box. Anyway, that's coming. Then we got Fantastic Four in July.
hmm
So this was a very surprising and good start to the MCU on the movie side this year.
And I asked that question though. Remember, Rashad, I was like, remember the question I asked? I forgot what we were watching. I think it was I think we're just talking about Marvel stuff coming up. And I asked the question, when do Kevin Feige decide to reboot, what I'm saying, the Marvel universe? And you just made a good point. Secret Wars, this could be it, where something happens where this Earth is destroyed, like the 616 is actually destroyed, and then there's a new Prime, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, yo, like it's
Universe
it's
that
so
everyone
many
just
ways
basically,
that it's
yeah,
there's so many ways that they can do this,
yeah.
and the fact that they got Russo's back, and I think they got McFeely writing
hmm
as well is gonna like
Because the Russos are doing Doom, right?
they're doing both.
No, yeah. All hail the Russos. I got all
Yeah,
faith.
this is a two movie deal for them. So,
hmm
and they might be doing some stuff afterwards too. I think they're trying to negotiate a deal for them to do some stuff after Secret Wars as well. So
Yeah.
yeah, like it's decent time. I've
Hmm.
read like somebody said today, which is really funny to me. It was like the MCU ain't really down. It's always kind of been like this. It's been some
Yeah.
hits. It's been some misses. It's not the
Yeah.
fact that it's down. It's the fact that you've changed over the over the 17 years, and you become cynical and you can't be pleased. I was like, that's a pretty decent point,
Because I'm
and
gonna
that's
tell you,
why. Go ahead.
no, no, I'm just thinking because I'm gonna tell you right now. I think after Doomsday or after Secret Wars, we ain't gonna see Tom Holland and Spider-Man no more. Because my man is starting to get serious roles and stuff. And that's a way to move on from him. And, they find their Miles Morales to be, what I'm saying, to be Spider-Man or whatever. And it's just a lot of things that can happen to just, move this move this right on along. And I mean, you already got the Young Avengers lined up to get them to start, what I'm saying, doing their thing or whatever. So, yeah, I mean, like you said, I don't think Marvel, because I don't think Marvel is necessarily dying, and I don't think it's Marvel fatigue. I just think that, yeah, some people may have outgrown it, but we have a whole new generation of folk that's coming. Because like you said that time ago, what Iron Man was what 2003,
8.
2008, excuse me, 2008. Let's say you was a kid at that point. Let's say you was 10 years old when that came out.
You like 27.
27, 28. You might be like, yeah, I'm out of it. But guess what? Some of y'all having kids now, and those kids are starting to love it again.
Yeah, so like
Hmm.
the thing with Marvel, they just have to make sure that they don't kind of had the misstep that Star Wars had, and and it's not even the fact that they had to kind of do like a soft reboot. It was just not having a cohesive plan,
Hmm. Yeah.
and they kind of we meandered through like phases 4 and phase 5 started to solidify towards the end, and now we're moving
Hmm.
into phase 6 and.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like they kind of had to recalibrate. Also, of course, we know behind the scenes stuff. Like they had
What really, I'm gonna tell you what really hurt to me, like the MCU. Number one, the pandemic. That was
that's
one
what I was
thing.
gonna say.
The
Pandemic hurt.
pandemic.
Ike, Bob Chapek focusing so much on streaming.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying? And then
Um,
they ousted him and got Iger back in there, and he
yeah.
kind of had to clean the mess up and then kind of
Hmm.
centralize everything.
Losing
So,
Jason Gunn.
Yeah, losing James Gunn was
James, I
crazy.
said Jason Gunn.
It's
James,
okay.
I know a guy named Jason Gunn. That's why I'm sorry.
Oh,
Losing James Gunn. And then what the writer was it?
right.
Wanted two writer strikes or was it just one?
It was a writer strike, then actor strike, right? I'm
Oh,
assuming. So,
yeah.
yeah, it was. I mean,
Yeah,
it
so
was a
you've had a
mess.
lot of stuff that kind of like hindered, but the thing is, it wasn't just Marvel that it happened to.
No,
It
it was
happened to like
industry
almost
wide.
every
It
every
was a mess.
property
Because
that it
if you
happened to.
notice, the only thing, okay, it's gonna be like, okay, if you go back and watch the movies that came out between like the latter part of 20 through like let's say like the mid 22,
Hmm.
those movies are oddities. Ain't nobody in them joints. It's like maybe the ensemble cast. There's no background characters. There's no extras. Like everything is done in very small environments because like you
Yeah.
wasn't nobody was really outside. So yeah, there's an odd time and
Because I
just
remember the last movie I saw before the pandemic happened in the theater, Bad Boys 3. That was the last that was the last movie I saw in the theater. And then 2 weeks later, the pandemic happened.
I don't even remember
Yeah.
2019 when I saw it at the end. I feel like was it I don't remember. Yeah, like yeah.
Yeah.
So either way, man, like it was trash times. But
Hmm.
but yeah, yo, like let's wrap this up. Like I really felt like this was black enough for me. I
Yeah.
mean, if it was if it was any more black than this, then like I like they would be like, nah, y'all got to tone this down.
They
You know
were
what I'm
they
saying?
were like
Like,
y'all on some Kendrick Lamar
yeah,
halftime
yeah,
type stuff, right?
okay, the yeah. Like the only okay. Only thing I really don't like is
Mhm.
like they have and maybe this is just a Captain America thing. which it kind of is. They have him speechifying everything. And I'm like, yo, like, why y'all gotta have this black man up here being a mouthpiece for everybody? Yo, like, come on, man. Like, let this man like lead by example a little bit.
Yeah.
But other than that, you know, like
He
it's
has
cool.
to be he has to be Martin Luther and Malcolm X.
At the same time.
Right, at the same time, whatever, you know.
And
But
she
I did
said,
like the joke with Bucky. When Bucky gave the little speech, and then he was just like, did your speech writers right there? He says, yeah, not too much, but give you just enough where you want more. Like, I love that. I love their dynamic. I really love Bucky and Cap. And then too, a lot of people, I think a lot of people missed the part, and maybe I hope you did mention right when they ended. He was like, man, Bucky looked at Falcon and was like, yo, I love you, man, and then he left, man. So
yeah,
it's a genuine love
yeah,
between them,
yeah, yeah. And he didn't say it back.
Did not say it back. He was just like, pause.
Hate your ass.
Hate your ass. Also,
Stop trying to hit on my sister, yo.
Right. Also, too, the other funny part was Ruth, when she was like, was that? He says, yep. She was like, mm. And then he was like, yo, he's 110 years. She says, I can work with that. I said, oh shit. That
I was like, yo, y'all, wow, yo.
Yeah, I can work
y'all
with that.
Wow,
Yeah.
nah, yo, like, yo, it's funny. So, okay, I'm trying to wrap this up, but like, so now we understand in the trailer why Bucky was at that gala with you know, Vanessa Fontaine.
Yo, one
So,
more
like,
thing. I know we gotta wrap this up for real. But did you see I can't think of that woman's name who was trying to be confirmed in Trump's party. Did she not have on like the same outfit that that Vanessa Bovana Fana Fofana had?
you talking about my Tulsi
And she
Gabbard?
had, yes, and she had like the gray streak. She looked just, I said, yo, what is going on here, yo? But like, if you watch,
That
like,
is hilarious.
they look like the in the trailer for the Thunderbolts when she's speaking to, you know what I'm saying, to the you know, saying to the confirmation hearing or whatever, like to the hearing people about the stuff. She has on that all white outfit, and you know, what's her name, Dreyfus, and she got the white streak. She looks just like you said her name,
Tulsi Gabbard.
They look just alike. I was
that is so funny.
effing screaming, laughing when I saw that, yo.
That is very funny and true.
I'm sorry,
Yeah, because I'm really wondering like what's gonna have Bucky like not be not be in the House of Representatives, but end up trying to track down you know, Captain Mayo and all the rejects that that Fontessa Momessa hired in that station wagon somewhere in the desert. So yeah, can't wait for Thunderbolts. We'll be back Wednesday. Well, I know I'll be back. Not sure about Tony for sure, but I'll be back Wednesday with the finale of Your Neighborhood Spider-Man. It's been a surprisingly good series.
Yes.
Great animation, great writing for the most part, except for the New York thing. But yeah. If I got anything else in the comments, definitely leave a comment. Let us know what was your favorite part of this. And also, when we go live, I try to be more respectful and let y'all know ahead of time.
Yeah.
But yeah, well,
shout out to y'all that was
yeah. Whoever, I know some other people in here. Shout out Vincent. Appreciate you, bro, for talking. Man. And anybody else that was in here, man, we appreciate y'all. To the next time.